Gregor, say hello, Gregor.
Hello, hello, hello.
This is the point where the audience will give us a big round of applause, get us all going, so thank you. Whilst you're sitting there, folks, if you can give us a wee wave, just say hello. We're on Instagram at the moment, but we're about to go live from Instagram right over into the Facebook, and hopefully you're going to enjoy yourselves today, or we know you're going to enjoy yourselves today, because there's going to be a great show ahead. And remember, be sensible, don't waste any whiskey, and also you don't need to drink all your whiskey in one go. Share it with friends or have a little nose in, put it down, and then move on to the next one, so you're being sociably responsible, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
like
that's
that.
it. Neil, how's your week been, bud?
Absolutely great. Been very busy this week. Yeah, doing a wee bit of drinking whiskey, tasting, nosing, just for professional purposes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Nothing else. Justifiable. And yours?
I've been busy. We've had a lot of packages getting delivered this week. We've had a great response, so it's been.
Edition, Oban is a Highland one. It's a really nice whiskey. The Distiller's edition gives a wee extra edge to it. And we've got a Talisker Portree, and I'll tell you a wee bit more about that. We've done the Talisker Sky. This is up in the game of quite a bit considerably in quality, etc. from there. So that's the three whiskies we'll have for today, Graham.
Excellent. Now, Neil, this week we've kind of evolved a wee bit. So if you could tell us, we've got some new tasting notes out there. I won't spoil his thunder, Neil.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Graham, when he said he's been busy, this is what he's been doing. Those of you who've purchased the nosing samples, we've done a little bit of nosing notes, tasting notes here for you. We're going to reduce that information as we go through the period, because I think too much information is a bad thing. I think it's just one or two wee points for you to open your mind onto the aromas, and that's better for you from there. Down the bottom, there's a wee bit here for you to take your own notes, and those of you who've been on the last couple of weeks, you'll hear me talking about the whisky flavour map as opposed to the regions. I'm a great believer in that, and it's to the left, light, delicate, rich and smoky. So once you're actually nosing and tasting, put your dot or your cross in the area you think that should be, take a photograph of it and send it to our Facebook page or website, and we'll see what you have from there. So for the Aberlour, we've got one for each of the three whiskies, so just take your time, get them, hopefully you've got that organised before now, but if not, a couple of minutes before we start the actual nosings.
Yep, thanks Neil, that's some good information there. If you can, take some pictures, put it onto the Facebook or the Instagram. We are getting very technically minded here now.
I'm no.
Yes, we're getting very technically minded here. I've got the laptop in front of me, so some of the questions we could hopefully answer, or we will attempt to answer. So hopefully it'll be a nice interactive evening. If you can, give us a wave, folks. Karen, I've just seen you've popped up there, and Jane. But I know that last week there was a few people concerned about the social distancing, so I got a phone call from NASA, and they came up with a new special helmet to help with the social distancing, which is like that. And we can speak to each other and keep away, but it could actually be for two couples anyway. But more importantly, we could always bring this one into the fold here. Neil, what do you think?
No, I think we're fine with it. Yeah.
Is that right?
I will manage.
He'll manage. He'll keep his distance anyway. I can assure you, I know to keep my distance, because last week I sat beside him, and you can imagine what happened. So anyway, no any further on that, So Neil, what are you going to tell me now?
We're going to start in the Aberlour, the Aberlour 12-year-old Graham. Aberlour's a great whisky. In fact, this is my whisky of choice. I would say this week, but I've had the bottle open for a couple of weeks. I've been drinking that, we sample this at night. I think it's a great 12-year-old. It's double matured. It's a right dark colour. It's a right rich, a lot of sherry maturation in it. So I think it's a great drop of whisky. So we'll have a wee nose at the bottle to start with.
Yummy.
Pass it over to you again if you want to look at.
Just wet my whistle.
As everyone knows by now, the first thing you do with your single malt whisky is you always have a look at it. That gives you the whole essence of what the aromas are going to be within your nose. So the colour is everything. You can see this is a darker colour, and again, right enough, some of you'll know the Aberlour. It's a fabulous whisky. It's double matured. It tells you on the bottle, I know, but if you're in a bar and you can't actually see the bottle, it's nice to have a look at the colour of it, and that gives you the ideas right away, and hopefully some of you are actually pulling out different aromas that comes from the sherry matured anyway.
Neil, has that got colouring added to it?
Very few distilleries actually admit to putting colour in.
Yeah.
Some do, and it's mostly the bourbon matured ones, because sometimes if the cast's not quite right, they'll put a bit of colour just to keep it right. But as the technology is moving on, the skills are moving forward, it's not required the same. But what they do say, they don't declare it as an ingredient. It's only the 3 ingredients in single malt, which is your water, yeast and barley. It's really just to put a wee colour. There's no impact on the flavour, no impact on anything like that, but it's more used in the blended whisky as opposed to the single malt. There will be in some, but I think Turkey and Germany are the only countries in the world that have to declare it, even though there's no impact on your whisky at all.
Do you know what they call that in America? Feet tannin.
Aye.
There you go.
There you go.
Man
of knowledge. They want to be a man of knowledge.
You'll sleep better than I on that.
Sleep better. So we've had a look at it. We can identify quite simply and quite easily the double maturation. You roll it on the side of the glass and have a look at the legs. You'll see the legs nice and slow coming down there. There's about 10, 12 legs. Not like your Glenkinshays, your Glenlivets and others that we've tried. So it's nice. So it tells us, A, there's lots of natural oils in here, and B, it tells us of the sherry maturation from there. So we've got to have a little nose of it, and absolutely amazing, absolutely wonderful nose on this one. Right away you get the caramel, the toffee, which is always going to be prevalent with the sherry maturation. And talking about sherry, you can actually nose the sherry coming through it as well. The spices, cinnamon, butter, and Graham, apples.
I was going to say a bit of red apples this week.
Yeah, red apples this week. And just in case, because those of you who were on last week, I brought my props, and everybody knows about the green apples. So just in case, I brought them on the table, and I'm going to nose green apples with the whisky as well and see what actually gives with them.
And I've got some from as well, so if you can't smell it, there's definitely green apples here. But before he goes further on, because we're always looking out for each other here, I have another gift for Neil. Let me jump into my bag. Compliments of Gregor and myself, no expense spared. We got you a limited edition 1775 whiskey passport there, but look what we've got on it, green apples. So from now on out, Neil, I think you'll have to wear that. You'll be looking brilliant, and there we go. So
thanks you.
There you go, get spoiled here, folks.
He did tell me tonight when I got here at 7:45 there was a few surprises tonight, but and I'll lose my concentration. I can only apologise for this. We've had a look, we've got the maturation, we've got quite a nose, we've got the sherry, we've got some cinnamon, butter, and yeah, it is quite apple today, and it's not green apples, I can hasten to add.
No green apples.
Yeah, there's some apples coming through there. Yeah, the sherry, oak, you get the oak from the woodiness coming through. Yeah, absolutely wonderful aromas coming through from the Aberlour. As I say, it's my whisky of choice just now. I've got a bottle in the house, and no doubt when I get home tonight I'll be having a wee dram of it as well.
I think that's
so. We've got the nose, we'll take it to our mouth, we'll have a little taste. Very buttery, you get the butter coming through there. Chocolate toffee, chocolate raisins, spices, even ginger. It's almost like ginger nut biscuits coming through. Actually very tasty. The finish on it is very medium, it's still there, it's lingering, it's hanging. It doesn't go to the back of the tongue, you don't get it down the throat into the chest like some of the long finishes. It's classed as a medium finish, but it's still there, it's still on the tongue. And as it's going, it's just the butter and the ginger is coming through quite considerably.
A wee bit
but as those of you know me, I always advocate that you must put a touch of water in it. It opens the flavours. Again, there's no rights and there's no wrongs. I've always say about drinking single malt Scotch whisky, but I always advocate for the
Karen's saying buttery shortbread.
Shortbread, yeah. Well, an interesting point in that. It's funny you should say that because surprisingly, Aberlour Whisky Distillery is in the town of Aberlour, which is also the home of the headquarters of Walker's Shortbread.
Oh, you're taking the biscuit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And another useless fact on that, I was doing a wee job for somebody 2 or 3 years ago, Joel Zimmerston, you'll know who I'm talking about.
Oh, GZ, aye.
And right opposite the distillery, I was up there doing some insurance work for him, and actually met the female who was Miss Saigon for 20 years in West End. I'd done an insurance job for her, so there you are. We've put the water in.
Oh, that was good.
The legs disappear, I can take it back to the nose. and it just softens it. The apples actually come out very, very prominent. The spices disappear. Yeah, there's no spice there. It's nice and smooth. You get the butter as well, a bit of the toffee, caramel, and quite happily very sweet. And on the palate, it's just absolutely fantastic.
I think that's an excellent whiskey, Neil. A really, really tasty.
And strangely enough, with the water in the Aberlour, I think the finish is longer. See what you think, those of you who have got it with me, and come back to Graham and that. I think the finish is longer, the buttery flavour's still there, gingery on the finish now, is it still going? Toffee, a bit of chocolate. Yeah, it's a fabulous whiskey.
Ian Brown's saying lovely.
Yeah, it is. It's an excellent, and it's a basic whiskey. It's not the most expensive in the world. I think you'll buy that
£200 a bottle.
About £30-40 a bottle. It varies where you go. Supermarkets sometimes have it offer, I think, about £32, but normally it's about £35 to £40. But a real good value whiskey, Aberlour, one of the finest Speyside you'll get. So worth that. So that's good that people like that. I wouldn't say it's my favourite whiskey, but it's very much up there.
I think it's one of these sort of drinking whiskies, you know, if you've got your levels that you like to go to, and certainly if I was in a bar and I wasn't willing to spend too much, maybe about £3.50 at the Market Grill, that's what you could do there with that.
It's interesting, just as you're talking there, I've still got the lingering after notes there, and it's butter. It's like butterscotch now. It really is, and that's a minute after drinking it. No, it's really, there is a lot of after stuff. Nice and warm, and it's spicy. So yeah, that's Aberlour 12 in the town of Aberlour. It's on the edge of the single malt whisky trail, the Speyside whisky trail. So if you're leaving from Aviemore heading there, it's about the 30th distillery I think you get to. So if you're walking, it'll take you a couple of days by the time you stop at
You'll have double vision if you're drinking.
But lovely distillery. In future, there's a cask strength, a Boon that's called, I can't remember. I was drinking it in New York last 2 years ago when I was there, and it's 6%. Again, it's this on steroids, Aberlour 12 on steroids. It's fantastic, and we will have it sometime as a wee taster in the future. Yeah,
I've just seen some of the comments there. We've got James Green, a classic whiskey. Rainey McBride's joined us. Hello, how you doing?
Rainey, how you doing?
And Jack Henry, nice promo plug there for your own restaurant called the Market Grill. Yeah, thank you for that one. And Johnny Walker, you're liking that with the lots of sherry flavour. He's saying, keep them coming, guys, if we can. Thank you for joining us, wherever you may be.
Second whiskey today is Oban. It's from the town of Oban. It's one of the few distilleries which the distillery is actually in the town, and it's one of the oldest, what they refer to as urban distilleries. It dates way back to 1794 in the town of Oban. The distillery was actually there before the town was built, so it's been there for a while. And it just shows you the ups and downs of the whisky industry. Twice in the 20th century, I think it was the early 30s, before the Second World War, it actually fell silent, which was just into disrepair. And again, I think late 60s, early 70s, it was the same. And just as another useless note, the silent season, if you phone up a distillery and you want to go on a tour with them and say, no, we're silent at the moment, that means that every distillery shuts down for anything from 2 weeks, generally about 4 weeks, once a year, and it's what they call silent season, where they go into all the machinery and such things and maintain it and get everything spick and span for your whisky for next year. So every distillery has a silent season, and unfortunately I think some of them are still working, but all the visitor centres are closed just now. So Oban Distillers Edition, again, I've only had this once, some years ago. There's 3 or 4 different expressions because they bring it out on regular occurrences, so there's different years of bottlings. I'm not quite sure what year this is. I think it was 2016, 2017?
2017.
2017, yeah. I thought it was
still 2003.
Yeah. Look at it again, the colour, and yeah, everybody will guess now, I'm a favourite for sherry, matured sherry finish. I just think it just gives whisky an edge, and we've got a special one next week for that. It gives you an even different edge. Hopefully you look forward to, and we'll announce that later on in the week. But yeah, it's got the sherry. You look at the colour, it's matured. The darker the colour generally is the longer it actually spends in the sherry cask. So, you know, we never really get any definition of time. It goes to bourbon first. 95% of our whisky is matured in bourbon cask. The other 5% is purely in portwood, sherry cask, whatever the case would be. but a lot of them then have double wood, so they spend a certain time with the maturation in the American bourbon oak, previously using the bourbon, then it goes into the sherry, and that gives you the darker colour, as I've explained before. Now if you roll this on your side and get the legs,
I was going to say Rudolph says it's one of his favourites.
that Rudolph Thames from Holland. Oh, you're on, Rudolph. I've not spoken to you for a couple of years now. Nice to see you on board, yeah.
And we've got Mike LaRue. Was he from Canada? He's got the wee Canadian flag after him.
Yeah, Mike, I spoke with him on Facebook the other week there. Mike's from Canada, Quebec if I remember, but staying in Valladolid in Spain at the moment.
Oh,
so
right.
yeah, good to see you guys on board.
Canada, eh?
Yeah.
And Jeanette Hamlin's joined us. Welcome, Jeanette. Yes. Anyway, right, carry on.
Concentration.
I've got apples.
This is not a good idea. Have Graham sitting beside me with a laptop as well.
Oh, not apples. Anyway, right.
But we're looking at the legs here again, and it's very similar to the Aberlour. The legs are pretty slow, they're pretty oily, lots coming down here. Again, it's just the sherry, the pot stills, natural oils. And some of the natural oils are created by the fermentation process. The longer it ferments, it's a natural oil, it's generated there. So that goes into the pot stills for the distillation. And again, the size of the pot stills, the lin arms is where they come out as it's a vapour. Again, that all adds to the amount of oils that's there. The bigger the pot still, as you can imagine, the natural oils, the heavier the oils, will get kept in that pot still, and there'll be pot oils in the due course. They won't evaporate, they'll stick on the side. So the bigger the pot still, the lighter and more delicate to a large extent your whisky will be. So, Distiller's Edition, we've established it's double matured. Certainly it's not dark enough to just be sherry matured, it has been in bourbon as well. And in the next week or two, hopefully if I can remember, I've highlighted the 3 whiskies we'll do in the next 3 weeks. I'll try and find one which is purely just sherry matured, and hopefully you'll see the colour. Those of you who buy the packs will see the colour on it, and it really is black. It's like a cold tea, but obviously far tastier from there. So the Distiller's Edition, I think we're going to speak there.
No, I was going to say Mike is in Spain, thank you. And Caroline Hall says that Ian Smith and Raymond Hall are enjoying their tasting experience.
Smithy.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Smithy, Raymond, ex-colleagues of mine. Right, so we're going to take a nose of the Distiller's Edition. Oh, very orangey, which is quite unusual because normally the citrus, once you're in the sherry, it disappears. I don't know who did they?
What's that there?
Oh, I'm just seeing if they actually declare who the sherry is. Don't know. No, I can't see it. I'm not going to waste time with it. I can't actually see the sherry cask, but it'll be Oloroso or something like that. Very sweet, very citrusy.
Montel, there we are. Yeah, Fino. There we go. See.
Montilla Fino, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So you've got the orange peel here. The citrus is still in, which is unusual for the sherry. Very orangey, very orange-rind, almost marmalade for me. And strangely enough, grapes. You know, there's a fruity grape in that. Yeah, like green grapes. No green apples, Graham. Before you say anything.
What about crushed grapes?
Crushed grapes, no. A bit salt. You can actually get a lingering salt, just a little bit of salt. Again, Oban, just on the seafront there. You get a wee bit from there, and a very, very small piece of smoke there. Not really peaty. It's a smoky, just influence, I would say, more than actually smoke in there. Absolutely wonderful in the nose, really. It is good. It's good. So let's have a wee taste of it in the palate.
Oh yes.
Wow. Oh, that's really good.
So,
mixed berries. I can't get the orange at all on the palate. That's bizarre. As I say, very, very strong orange in the nose, but nothing on the palate for me. If anybody gets the orange, the marmalade, spicy marmalade coming through on the palate, please let me know, because I can't get it tonight. Salty, yeah. Medium finish. It's not long finish, but it's medium lingering finish. Butterscotch, a bit buttery as well. You get the difference between that and Aberlour. They're very similar actually. And now I taste them, very similar. But you've got the hint of smoke here. The smoke is the linger, and that's what's coming to me now is the saltiness, the smokiness is the lingering, which is it's fabulous. So it's not overpowering. Those of you who get it, I hope you agree with me. It's where Talisker's got to be a lot more smokier and peatier than that. But Oban, I think it's a nice introduction for people if you enjoy a standard whisky, whether it be bourbon matured, double matured, whatever the case may be, and you want to dig yourself into smoky whiskies. I think Oban is a very good starter because it's really, really subtle. And if you start to acquire the taste for that, then you can start going up a wee bit, maybe to an Ardmore, or even into a Talisker before you try the Islets from there. So yeah, it's actually a really nice finish. I'm really enjoying that one actually.
Neil McCliver's joined us, hello there,
Neil,
and Karen's getting a wee bit extra in there, that's nice. No citrus but plenty salty caramel, yep. Ian, nice smoky taste, yep. And Gordon Brown's giving us advice where we could have got the whiskey for a bit cheaper. You might have told us that a couple of weeks ago, Gordon. Thank you for that.
Good to see Neil McIver. I saw on Facebook today Neil should have been in Mallorca flying out this morning, but obviously cancelled. So enjoy your dram, Neil. He showed me some photographs of some of his collection there. Some great stuff in there. Good to see you on board. So we've put the water in. You can see the legs just disappear again. The water is opening the flavour and it's opening the natural oils. They'll say on the Oban, if you put a couple of drops in, you actually see the oils separating beautifully, and it just opens it up. Back to your nose, back to the aromas, and it is just so smooth, so smooth. Salt is still there, a touch of smoke, but again the water dampens the smokiness out, but quite salty. The malt's coming through now actually, you get a bit of the malt. Yeah, it's actually nice and smooth. Caramel still there, caramel, toffee. Even a wee hint of chocolate now. The chocolate wasn't there before, but the water gives us a wee bit of chocolate. It's very pleasant, very pleasant. Let's have a wee taste.
Yeah.
Well, that really does open it up. It really does. Well, it brings the spices out in it. There was very little spice here.
I was going to say, we've got Duncan Graham there, it's all the way over in Budapest, and he's having a 14-year-old Oban, so he's still charging his own and enjoying an Oban.
Duncan's from Pencaitland. Nice to see you on board, Duncan.
Centre of the universe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, very, very smooth. The salt is coming through. The spices coming through now. Absolutely wonderful, and it's better than the 14-year-old Duncan because you've got that sherry matured, and I do like the sherry in there as well. So absolutely fantastic. Again, berries are there. We have another taste.
Probably green apple.
No, there's no green apple there. Honey, there's a wee touch of honey in there now, coming through the smokiness and the saltiness. That's sweet, not sweet and sour, but there's a little bit of that there. Well, that is Oban Distillers is fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
And say hello to Stephen McManus as well. It's just joined us, maybe from big sunny Pennycook. Thank you. Hopefully you've got a wee dram. Just to say if anybody else from Pennycook wants to get some whiskey, they can next week, and I'll drop it off personally for them, and that helps the cause, so you can enjoy it even more.
Yeah, just again, those of you who have as hopefully you can see it there. I don't know if you can see it or not. And the bottom left is the flavour mat, the light, delicate, rich, smoky. See if you can plot that. It's a bit small. We normally have the double A4 sort of square size, so you can really plot it a lot better because there's thousands of whiskies to be plotting in there. But see if you can actually pick it in there. It's fairly easy on such a small map, just to pick it in. But it just then starts to give you. I think I said a couple of weeks ago, Speyside in Highland is probably there's Oban. With a lot more peat in that, you could have a 14-year-old Oban, which you get a lot very light peat, but a fair bit of salt in that. There's more salt in the 14-year-old. That's what there is in the Distillers edition there. So it sort of reverses, and they're quite different. The Balvenie and Glenfiddich is the great example, as I say. They're both in Dufftown, owned by the same company. They're distinctly different whiskies. Use the same water, same yeast, same barley, probably the same staff half the time.
Absolutely,
so it's all about the flavour map. You can sit there and, as I say, once you've identified where you like in that square, whatever quarter you like, you understand where things sit, you can comfortably go into a bar and order something if it's not the one of your choice, and you understand and you know you're going to like it and understand it a bit better. So it can save you a lot of money, and you get a lot more pleasure.
Absolutely. I was going to say, if you come to the Market Grill, you probably find the whiskey you're looking for in that area. Now, Barry's just jumped in here with a wee comment there. He says, is it true, Neil, that you have only been drinking whiskey for 22 and a half years? Do you think that's a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
That's a family story, obviously. And he's a tax inspector, so we'll pay the due on it.
Duty's done. Get them away.
On to the third one. Third whisky today is Talisker. Talisker again, 1830, late 1830s. It's currently owned by Diageo, and I remember the village it's in. It's in Carbost, away up in the northwest part of the Isle of Skye. Now this is Portree. It's pronounced R-U-I-G-H-E is Gaelic for Ree, and it's in respect of the capital of Isle of Skye, Portree the town. So it's actually named after that. And the original Gaelic way of spelling Portree the town was R-U-I-G-H-E. So that's what it is. It's pronounced Portree.
We've just got another comer. Lenny's came to join us. Nice to see you, Lenny. Looking good there. Thank you.
Look, can you see like him? Can you?
I can see he's all looking at me. Can you see me looking at you? No, of course I can't. One-way traffic, thank goodness.
Thank God.
Not a Zoom.
An interesting fact, or a useless fact about Talisker whisky, Robert Louis Stevenson. Talisker was his favourite dram.
Ah, right,
yeah,
right.
So, when was he? I don't know, he was late 1800s, wasn't he? Robert Louis Stevenson, mid 1800s, late 1800s, so yeah, that was his favourite dram anyway.
Just when you first started drinking whiskey.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Oh, my family used to, I had a newsagent shop at one time, my family used to, you can't burn rubbish, it's too windy, it's too wet or something. I've burnt rubbish for 20 years, I ken what it's all about, so this is what this is. Right, so they're just trying to be sarcastic, we just ignore them. Okay, the colour, again, you can see it's double matured, there's some sherry maturation in here, lovely colour again, and I think I made a wee mistake here in selecting them. They're all very similar on colour, but it's my influence here, so definitely I like my sherry, but the smoke's coming through, the peat is coming through, so we've got a nice mixture. We've done a lot of bourbon matured earlier on, and through the weeks to come there's lots of different alternatives and angles we've got to look at from there.
I was going to just say that I knew that there was a couple of the chaps that have got the whiskey tonight that aren't fans of the smoky peaty, and they've said how they like the taste and the smell of this already, the aromas.
Again, Talisker's not away up there with Isla, and I think next week we're doing a Kailila. One of the specials of Kailila is the suggestion, and those of you, if you buy it, I've had it this week and you buy it next week, you'll notice that difference. It's considerably.
Yeah, because this is about 18 to 22 parts per
ppm. It's not that. So we might actually try the Optimore, which is about 80 ppms, and it's like that is like chewing coal. But we'll save that for another day. Talisker.
Yes.
We're having a wee look at it. We've got the colour, we've got the double maturation. We'll have a wee roll at the glass, and you look at the legs are actually slower again. To be honest with you, that's him just coming down now. Yeah, really thick, really oily. And Talisker, I think, I'm sure at one stage had three distilleries. They used to do triple distillation. I'm not quite sure. Right. They don't do now. A lot of distilleries used to do that in the olden days, but most of them are just double distillation. It's only the Irish that do the triple, and Auchentoshan do it in Scotland. And why do the Irish do it, Graham? To be sure.
I'll tell you a joke, but not on air about that. George Blackie, Robert Louis Stevenson, 1850 to 1894. Thank you very much.
Old Blackie, kens you to Google, because he only came up the top of his head, that's for sure.
And James is loving them.
Good, excellent, James. Please enjoy them. So, where were we? Yeah, we've got to have a nose at the Talisker, and the first thing that hits you with the Talisker is the smoke. You know, it's very, very, it's not mild. The Oban was mild, so we're ratcheting up a little bit compared to the Oban. The smoke hits you, the salt hits you. Yeah, it's on the coast, just on the northwest coast of Skye. Again, orange peel. Yeah, there's no citrus. You don't really get the citrus. It's almost like a marmalade, orange rind, orange peel. If you're chewing the hard bits of the marmalade, it just reminds me of that. They're coming through. Dried fruit, raisins, dried fruit,
Plum?
No, I don't get any plum from that. Caramel.
Somebody must get a bit of plum from that.
I'll tell you what is there. It's quite an interesting one. Taking the smoke out, if you can empty your head of that smoke. Turkish Delight. Believe it or not. Turkish Delight, rose water. Just think rose water, think Turkish Delight. I get that, it's definitely there, definitely. But lots of flavours, lots of aromas going on here. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I'll tell you, we've made some good choices tonight, to be honest with you. I like this, so let's have a wee taste of it on the palate.
Nicola Cunningham says it brings her back to her youth. don't know if that was
We
you.
won't Nicola ask how long ago that was, but we'd assume not too long ago.
And Duncan Moat's just joined us as well. Like, Barty's getting going tonight, guys. Going good.
On the palate, yeah, dried fruit, yeah, absolutely. The smoke's there, a bit peaty, dried fruit, yeah, it's all like chewing smoked raisins, caramel, toffee, a bit floury, and that brings cut back from the rose water on the nose. Yeah, I've got to take another nose at that.
Have you put water in yet?
Not yet, no. No, the toffee, caramel toffee, I was thinking something else in the toffee caramel there, but I can't get it. But if anybody else can get something in that, there's something else there. It just hits me, and it's not a chocolate millionaire shortbread, no. It's one of my favourite cakes. No, it's not there. But yeah, caramel, smoke, fruit, the dried fruit, raisins, yeah, absolutely fantastic. So let's put our water in, and just a couple of drops. I've not poured much in this one, Graham. You like some?
Thank you. You never poured me my whiskey before.
Sorry.
Did you notice that? Eh?
Sorry.
One-way traffic, folks.
I'm trying to concentrate. You're breaking my concentration all the time. So we'll put the water in. Again, there wasn't enough in here to see it, but the colour, it's not even enough. It's change of colour. You know, we're not diluting it. But again, I would never just say put a couple of drops in. Drink single malt whiskey the way you enjoy it. A couple of drops. Start with a couple of drops. If it's still too strong for you, too smoky, too caramelly, too salty, whatever you're getting, just keep adding a little touch of water. And the more water you get, you'll actually get the smoothness, and you'll get the level you're comfortable with, and drink it. And don't ever let anybody tell you you're wrong. Trust me on that one. Mm-hmm. So we're going back to the nose, and again the nose just smoothens out, completely smoothens out. Caramel, salted caramel now, dried fruit, salt. The smokiness is really not very strong for it to be an Isle of Skye, a Talisker. Just 3 drops of water in there actually takes a lot of smokiness out. It's just very, very smooth, lovely.
Graham Nichols saying Christmas cake.
Christmas cake.
Yeah,
the dried fruit there, Graham. Yeah, dried fruit. I quite often bring that in with Christmas cake. And my whisky tasting tours is great because it's mostly tourists, people from abroad do that, and I do the Edredauer. And that's coming next week as well, so I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but I always refer to that as Christmas cake, and we actually pair that in our tours with clouty dumpling, which is raisins and baked cake, and I'm telling you, it is just a wee drop of Edredauer poured over clouty dumpling is just amazing.
Where do you do your tastings about the food tastings with your tours?
Oh God, it's that long since I've done one now. Is it that place called the Mercat?
Oh, it's the Mercat Grill. Third plug tonight, folks.
Yeah, and Graham looks after my clients, believe me.
Yeah, they get spoiled.
You do. We work with all the clients. They love coming down to, especially Americans, they love coming down to a rural pub where there's they're the only tourists in the pub, and they love it. They just love the dogs wandering about, the local accents, everything like that. The numpty of a landlord. Here we're going back to the nose here. Yeah, we've done the nose. It's some orange peel, salted caramel, some dried fruit. Christmas cake, that was a good one, absolutely.
Richard Henry's saying, Talisker, good smoky on the nose, a little around the bonfire, but can't figure out the sticky plaster when you could smell a sticky plaster.
Well, the sticky plasters...
That's before I was born, I think.
It's the fennel, which is the peat. With a touch of water in the taste, I know where you're coming from.
I know what you mean.
Antiseptic, antiseptic, but you open a tin tin, that's how old that is, eh? Plasters used to be in a tin. A box of sticking plasters, you have that antiseptic sort of freshness. Yeah, there is a bit of that, especially water. I didn't pick that up without the water, a bit more with water. Yeah, definitely. Cocoa, wet chocolate, dried powdered chocolate. The smoke, the lingering is always the smoke. I've lost the salt, completely lost the salt with the water in it. There was the lingering before was the salty and the smoky, balancing about, but no, there's nothing there in the salt, smoky. But a real nice drop, Talisker Potpourri. I don't even know, it's not an age statement. No age statement. It's 46% as well, so it's a nice strong one. And again, this is the modern thing. I think I said last week that Macallan was one of the first to do away with the age statement. I believe in 10 years' time, no single malt whisky will have an age statement. And it's a great marketing tool because it's all distillers editions, limited editions, distillery only bottles. It didn't tell you how old it is. It could actually be younger than your standard 14-year-old. This could be a 12-year-old because it's got the colour. Purely with the sherry maturation, so it looks older, it looks better quality, the colours if that's what you like, and it could be a 10, 12, 13-year-old, we don't know, but I can guarantee it'll be 25-30% more expensive than Oban 14-year-old, but it's a great marketing tool. But hey, if it's a whisky you enjoy, what price on a good whisky that you're really going to enjoy. So Talisker, Poultry, thank you. And there's still no any green apples in that, Graham.
Well, there was green apples in this glass, and then if you can smell it. There we go. We're done. If anybody's got any questions, I'm just reading through here. Point of order: no E in whiskey. Brian Johnston and James Green's loving the peaty taste. Rudolph's the big thumbs up. And how do I order for next week? You took the words right out of my mouth, Rainey. Yes. A couple of wee things that we want to put out to our friends. We obviously are sort of grasping what you're liking whiskey wise. If you could give us an extra indication, and a price point as well. We think we always want to give yourselves the experience where you maybe try whiskey that you wouldn't normally try. I think the point was with the Talisker, the guys were saying they don't like smoky, and here they're giving us good feedback. You know,
it's a nice introduction to it, and I think when you get the sherry as well, the sherry maturation, it disguises, and through the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll do some Islers with the Cowley which is no sherry. You'll get the sharpness, Lafroig's, of antiseptic, somebody talked about, then the sherry smoothens it and softens it. So we'll go through all that in the next 2 or 3 weeks as well, which demonstrates what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so you can give us your feedback. You can also post up your notes as well onto the website, take your pictures of the notes, and then exactly after the show, when Gregor, the technical guy, sorts it for us, you'll be able to order your drams for next week. And we're actually doing an early bird offer from now until tomorrow at midday. If you're quick off the bat. Is it? Or am I feeling too generous? Gregor, was that your idea? I think it was Gregor's idea. So if you can order the early bird, there's a special wee dram coming for you. The reason we're doing this is it's to try and help us to get the processing so we can get the package into your doors. On Thursday there, I was running about trying to get people their parcels, and I think hopefully they got them. You know.
Yeah, so I think Thursday, Friday will be doing deliveries. I think it's an important point to say that, Graham, I've selected whiskies for the next 3 weeks just so we can make sure stock's available, because suppliers are pretty restricted at the moment. So we're having to make sure we get the stock in for you. But if anybody out there has any suggestions that they would like us to try, as long as we can get it in a price point, we didn't want to take the price up to over £25 for your free measures. And if you get the early bird offer, you're getting that extra wee dram. I don't know what they're going to be as yet, but you know, I didn't want to hit the price up to £40. Yeah, it's something. If we start doing it once a month, we can maybe do that if there's a will to do it. But we're trying to keep it more conservative and in a price range it's affordable to most people. So, but anybody got any suggestions, happy to consider. And I see he's got my
yes, who thought I'd forgotten about my wee surprise dram for Tatty Peel? Yes, I've picked out a wee bottle. This is we've called this the Director's Dram. It's a little surprise. Neil doesn't know what he's getting. I just pull it out and it could be anything. So here we go, Tatty Peel. Now, since you never poured me any, I'm not going to pour any for you. In fact, here, I'll let you get your teeth into it there, because I'll need to go and find a glass for it. You have a wee waft away and see what you think. I'm going to find a glass. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Well, Scotia, I don't know much about it. It's a pretty new distillery. I'm sure it's early 50s. It was after it could be 40s. It was after the Second World War. It's in Campbelltown, I know that much, which is more famous for Springbank, which is a wonderful, wonderful dram. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I would say mid 50s. It's in Campbelltown. It's one of the modern distilleries. When you look at the colour here, it's quite unusual. It looks as if it's double matured, so I'm expecting some caramel, some toffee, etc. in here. Let's have a wee look. Roll it on the side, and the legs are very light, very light. Yeah, it's just thin. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Glen Scotia. What is it? A
15-year-old.
15-year-old.
And it's 46%. So that'll
Okay.
get the hairs off your chest or get your toes tingling, whatever you want.
Right, got a softness on the nose, certainly caramel. So I would have to say it's double matured, but there's a lot of citrus in here. A lot of fruit, rich fruits, plums in this one.
Oh, aye.
Red berries, fruity, caramel, no smoke, absolutely no smoke at all. So very, very fruity. I would actually say, Graham, it's no double matured. This could be one that's used for with colouring. I don't know. I'm not very
Bit
sure.
of fake tan.
Fake tan, yeah. Because certainly the nose of it doesn't appear double matured, but the colour does. So that's a wee bit of a modern distillery. Yeah, there's a lot of citrus here. Lemon, lime, orange.
Yep.
But there is a hint. It's sweet. I'll tell you what, it'll be honey. It'll just be the honey. There'll no be caramel. You can easily get confused with that. Yeah, I'll certainly say there's honey in that. Yeah,
that was it.
Definitely.
Scotty Watson's saying that Glen Scotia was founded in 1832. Nice to see you, Scotty.
was it? I thought Glen Scotia was a
And
very
then
modern distillery.
Glen Scotia, 15-year-old, is one of my favourite jams. That's Neil McIver. And Stephen Mitchell has joined us. So,
I saw Stephen earlier on.
yes, if that's the same one. If he's not been locked up, we know what. Well, that might be the same one then.
So, and who's it? The favourite drum?
Who's Glen Scotia? Neil.
Neil McIver. Oh, 1 year's Neil. Yeah, good. Well, you'll need to tell me more about it then, because I don't know an awful lot about it. Let's have a look at the palette though. Lovely. Yep. Salty. Believe it or not, there's a salt there. Very, very caramelly. Fruity, and it's rich fruit. I wouldn't say it's dried fruits like blackberries, plums, very rich in the fruit.
I don't know.
It's actually quite a nice drive, yeah.
A wee surprise.
Quite a nice drum.
Aye.
Yeah, in fact, it's confusing.
Yeah, there's a bit going on there, eh?
Yeah, it's
lovely.
confusing me. But on the nose, I would say it's single matured, but on the colour, it certainly looks double matured. And I always say, the longer it lies in a bourbon matured, the lighter it becomes, the more vanilla. A bit, talking about vanilla, there's a bit of the dryness there of vanilla. Yeah, I'll be interested, Neil McIver, to have a chat with you about that. I'm interested to see the water as well.
Now, are you going to do me some water, or are you just going to look after yourself?
Very rich, very rich. You can see the colour.
Thank you.
You can see the oil separating there. Really nice. Opens up the flavour, opens up the oils. This should be actually quite pleasant. Yeah, again, just citrus, fruity, plums, lemon, lime.
Yeah, there's a good bit going on there. It's very pleasant. Nice surprise for me, anyway.
I still, it must be honey. I'm thinking caramel toffee, but it must be honey because, yeah, honey. Yeah, definitely honey. Let's have a wee taste of it. Ooh, real sweet honey, butterscotch, fruity, yeah, blackberries, plum, the sharp fruit, grapes, yeah. It's quite pleasant. It doesn't have the body and the finish of a 15-year-old. It's a short finish for a 15-year-old, but there's a lot going on for it. It's very fruity. And it's confusing me. I'll need to have a look at the bottle because it certainly noses and tastes of just a bourbon matured, but it looks excuse me. It looks as if it's a double matured. That's quite interesting. You've caught me on the hop with that one, Graham. That's quite a good one.
Thank you. That's what it's all about. Everybody wants to learn.
Something different, yeah. So we're going to refer to them as the director's dram that Graham's got to try and catch me out every week. And I never profess to know everything in whisky, but it's just what's in your mind at the time. And I say it is very subjective. Open your mind. A couple of wee hints, a couple of wee things you read and you think of, and that's what comes into your mind. Except green apples.
Green apples. I was going to say, Neil, I've got a few extra bits. Maybe Gregor, we could set up in the system if anybody wants to buy the director's dram as well as part of the package. They could, just if you like the sound of that, anyway.
Yep. See what it is. So, it's very nice. Glen Scotia, Campbelltown. I know that much, but other than that, I don't really know a lot about it. And Neil, I don't think it's that old. I thought Springbank was the only distillery at the turn of the 20th century. In Campbelltown, but I could be proved wrong on that one, and I'm happy to have a chat with you.
That was when you were 22.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. So that's our whiskies for this week, guys. Thanks for coming along. Graham won't say, Where did that tie come from,
Do you
Graham? I
like my
forgot about
tie,
that.
by the way? This is my Scottish licensed trade tie, yes. It's an association throughout Scotland for publicans, restaurateurs and hoteliers, and I've just noticed that Stephen Montgomery's just joined us from all the way down in sunny Dumfries there, Lockerbie, centre of the universe, and he's actually the current national chairman. So welcome, folks. And of course, T-Bone, Tony Rayfield's joined us there.
Yeah.
Charlie Hoods came in as well. Wow, it's going live tonight. Everybody's having a...
So I'm sure I'll need to wear a tie next week.
Yes.
I'll not be the Scottish Licensed Trade Association.
That's
So
it.
I might,
Stand attention.
if I remember, I'll put a tie on next week. Just a different coloured one. We'll see what happens. But no, that's what whiskies this week.
Yeah.
I think they've been really well chosen by myself. No, some of them I know, some of them I don't really know that well. It's just nice for me to broaden my horizons as well. As nobody knows everything about whisky, and there's probably many people who know a lot more about single malt whisky than me. But you know, it's what you see and what you feel when you're drinking it. And I do always believe, hopefully there's a couple of partners, wives, husbands who claim not to like whisky. Have a nose of it before you have a taste of it. Try and understand what's going through your mind with the aromas, the flavours, etc. And it actually does help you appreciate and understand what the single malt whisky is all about, and it does open up from there. Through time we'll have a wee bit of a sort of the fruity stuff if we get enough interest from non-whisky drinkers, for the want of a better phrase. We'll maybe bring in some more fruity ones and see if we can convert some gin drinkers into whisky drinkers.
That's it. Just to finish up, folks, remember the early bird special. We've been lucky enough, somebody has placed an order already, so the first few of you will get, or the first 6 will be selected, or a wee selection of you will get that extra special dram.
If I can remember, I think I do remember next week's choice. That's people that know me know my memory is terrible. It's Balvenie Caribbean Cask, 14-year-old next week.
Not just a pretty face.
And see if I can remember, Edredauer 10-year-old.
Oh, not even such a better looking face.
We're going to Isla. It's not Cowley next week. I'm sure it's Ardbeg.
It's
Ugal.
It's now. I don't have
Ugadal.
it, but I've got the Dark Clove, which is £11 a nip, which is quite a nice one.
We'll not be doing that. I'm sure it's Ugadal. Which is some loch on Isla. So it's Loch Ugadal it's named after. So look forward to seeing everyone next Friday at 8:30, the usual. Now we've got YouTube channel going as well, so you can go into our website and you can log in through YouTube as well as Facebook Live. So Graham, have you anything to add before we head off?
Just thank you for coming along, folks. Thank you for your support. Neil, thank you for all your information and knowledge tonight. Gregor, thanks for the support. And the rest of you, have a great, sensible, sober weekend. Slange.
Slange.
Slanjava. There we go. Well done, big boy.